All right. Yep, got my 4th of July gear on. So we're gonna get rolling. So let's just start by picking up the knees, rolling the shoulders. And yes, I do not have shoes on today. Going barefoot, summertime, big inhale up, exhale down. So we're just lifting the feet and doing this big shoulder rolls. Goal is to open up through that chest, squeeze the shoulder blade back and down, and get that breath going. Let's do 4 more rolls. Inhale up, exhale down, 3 more, inhale up, exhale down, 2 more, inhale up, exhale down, last one, and let's park the shoulders and start pumping. So let's get the knees up a little bit higher, elbows go from front of the body to back of the body, and with the shoulders open and lifted, we pick those knees up higher, take them out to the side like you're running through tires. Good, and then back to the front and come up on your toes. Add a little spring into your step. Pumping those arms front to back and take them back out. Get those arms up a little bit higher. Maybe all the way overhead, getting that nice stretch down through the side of your body. Down into the hips, big reach. Good, and bring it down. And we're gonna keep the feet moving and just open up the hands this way. So we're gonna hug the body and then squeeze the shoulder blades. Hands go out. And as your hands go out, I want you to bring your palms up. So thumbs back, palms up as you squeeze those shoulder blades together. Okay? Whew, my mat's moving around on me. All right. So we'll be here just about 10 more seconds. Again, palms up as you squeeze back. Keep going. I'll let a couple people in here. Maybe. Keep going. All right. So out wide. Let's go feet and hands out and go in and up. So we're kicking the heel across, right? Shifting from one leg to the other, find your balance. And same thing here as you bring those hands back, let's go pumped up. Into Spider-Man, so same arm, same leg, out and up. So we're balancing on one side and then getting that hip rotation and lift on the other side. Big outs and ups. See if you can get that reach as high as you can get right here. Get the knee out to the side. Really imagine you have a wall in front of you that you're climbing. We want to open up the front of the hips here just for about 10 more seconds. Good, getting that heart rate up. Good, and let's go to squats. So little baby squats to start. I'm hip distance apart, right? And it's hips go back and hips go forward. Hips go back, hips go forward. So think about hinging, sending that tailbone back. Little shoulder blade squeeze. Lift through the chest. Again, these don't have to be deep. They're just warming up here. Just want to feel the activity through the glutes. Good, let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's go to straight leg hands. So heel down, toe up, shift back. We're doing a hip hinge here, right? Tailbone back, heel down, toe up, getting that nice lengthening through the hamstring. So just alternating sides here. Actively pull the toes up to the shin. And keep going. Good, let's do 2 more each side. 1, and 2. Stay with that hip hinge. Let's connect the hands behind. Squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit. Feet hip distance apart. Soft knees. Let's hinge. Push the floor away. Stand up. Right. So with that hinge, remember if you had a headlight right on the center of your chest, that headlight should point forward always, not down at the floor. Okay. Getting a nice lengthening through the hamstrings, activation through the glutes as we stand up tall. Let's do 5 more here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the hands go. Let's keep everything the same. Really press to the floor. Keep that belly button pulled in. Core engaged. 3 more here. 3, 2, and 1. Let's take that big inhale overhead. And you can't see me, so I'll come down. But I'm grabbing that wrist, pulling up and over. So doing that side body lengthening and switching to the other side. Remember to reach up to the ceiling, then over, keeping that length through the side, not collapsing through the side that you're leaning into. Let's do 1 more each side. Good, and roll up the shoulders, find your squat stance. Let's do our full range of motion squat that you're ready for, whatever that looks like for you. Hands together, big swings, down and up. Again, drop the hips back, think hips to heels, right? Power up through the feet. You're standing on your mat. Pretend you're splitting your mat apart as you stand back up. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. So that's our warm up. We're going to go right into muscle activation. Muscle activation is where we continue our warm up. We're going to focus on specifically muscles in the core, make sure that they're active and ready to work. So 1 minute of each exercise. We're going to go 1 time through. First one, inchworm. So on the inchworms, we do a big inhale up. Exhale, start a forward fold. Walk out, find down dog. Walk out, find high plank. Hold that perfect plank. Lift the tailbone up. Walk back in from that squat, press up, inhale up, exhale down. We have started our minute. Right, pick your own pace here on the inchworms. And you can also stop in any of these positions that you need to and spend a little extra time. Right, so you can stop in your down dog, do a few heel pumps. You can stop in your high plank. Really check your form here, tailbone tucked, head forward. Scoop the belly, tailbone up. Back to down dog, walk in. Drop your hip for squat, big inhale up, exhale down. Little under 30 seconds here left. Hold. Walk back in. From a squat, up high. Let's do at least 1 more, maybe 2. Walk out. Hold. Come back in. And let's do 1 more. Good. This really gets your body warmed up. And stretch. Inhale, up. Good. From here, let's step it out into a lunge stance. We're going to go down on that front knee, that front leg. Grab that front leg, turn and look over that shoulder. Take an inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Take your hands down inside that front foot. Keeping the back knee lifted if you can. Rock a little front to back. And yes, you can do this with that back knee on the floor. If that feels better to you. Inhales, exhale. So I'm just doing a little rock from the back toes to my front foot. Now I'm going to take that rock side to side. So I'm going leaning into that shin. Again, opening up that front hip joint. Just working through that, wiggling side to side. Good. Now from here, hands on the floor. I'm going to take my front foot back, find down dog. Here I pump the heels, scoop the belly. Take 2 more breaths. And walk in. This time I want you to walk in, keeping that tailbone high, not dropping into a squat, but finding that forward fold. Take an inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then to come up, we bend the knees. Inhale up, exhale down. Opposite foot forward, finding your lunge stance, coming down. Grabbing that outside knee, twisting through the shoulders, hips stay forward. 2 breaths. Good, coming down. Hands inside that front foot, back knee lifted, or drop it down if you need to. Little rocks front to back. And little rocks side to side. Good, and taking that front foot back, finding down dog. One more time, tailbone up. Alternately pressing those heels down, or if you want to just hold with both heels down, that works as well. About 10 more seconds here. And keeping your tailbone high, legs as straight as you can, walking, bending your knees as you need, and then bending your knees to come up. Exhale, good. Coming down to the floor next, time for glute bridge. No props today, just your mat. And I want you to tuck your heels in. Don't have to be right next to your hips, but I want you to tuck your heels in. Focus on pressing through the heels. So maybe lifting up the toes if that works for you, right? Arms out, big inhale, exhale, pull the belly button in, activate through the core, dig through the heels, really feel those glutes fire as you come up into your bridge, and back down. Good. We are here for 1 minute doing this bridge. So do not have to do it fast. Really want you to focus on all the right muscles doing the work. Don't let those knees spread out or fall in towards each other. Keep driving through the heels. And you should feel that work in those glute maxes, those big glute muscles as we go up and down. 30 seconds left. Good. And should have time for about 4 more, 4 to 5 more. You decide your pace. Last couple. Good, and come on down. We're gonna send the legs straight up to the ceiling, heels over hips. Grab one leg, pull it into you, lower the other. And then switch. So you can just start here with head and shoulders down. Just getting a nice hamstring lengthening here. The other thing is we're active through the core, right? Belly button's in, we're not rocking side to side. You can pick the head and shoulders up. Or just a little warm up of the hamstrings, warm up of the core. Good. A little tug. Not forcing anything. Really focus on those hips being still. Core being active. Good. Let's do 10 more seconds here. And knees into your chest. Rock up, flip over, all fours. So here, we're gonna go toes tucked. Instead of hands right underneath the shoulders, we're gonna move forward. And we're gonna work on our hip to heel movement here. Right? Hip to heel is our squat movement. And we're just gonna go belly button in, press back, think hips to heels, toes are tucked so we get a little stretch, a little work through that ankle. And thinking hip to heel. Again, my belly button's pulled in, my back is flat. Good. Let's do 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. For the next one, I'm going to turn this way so you can see. I'm going to send one leg out to the side. That foot is flat, toes are forward, and I'm straight up from the hip. Hands are still forward. Now I go hip to heel. hip to heel. Trying to keep this foot flat. Get a nice stretch on the inner thighs, those adductors. That little rock. Inhale forward, exhale on the rock back. Good, let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch sides. Leg straight out from the hip. Toe tucked, hip to heel on the other side. Back is flat. Rock straight back. Keep that extended leg. Try to keep that foot flat if you can. Good, let's do 4 more on this side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, so let's take a little break, or a little water break, I should say. Moving on. We have 3 sets. Each set we have 4 exercises, right? And we're gonna try to go through each set twice if we can. Might not make twice on each one, but we will shoot for it, okay? So first one, we're gonna start off with that wall sit I promised you. So I have the wall behind you, or behind me, so you can still see me. I realize you might have to go out of my view of you to hit your wall, okay? But we're gonna go through, first time through, we're gonna do each move for a minute, second time through, 40 seconds, right? So find your wall sit, feet out from the wall, drop down into, you wanna find 90 degree of the hip, 90 degree of the knee. If you can't get to that depth, stay up a little bit higher and that's fine as well, okay? So again, you see me, I'm wiggling my toes here, driving through my heels, just like you did on that glute bridge, making sure that the glutes are active here. Shoulders are open. I can rest my hands here on my thighs or at my hips. You can also bring them up overhead. Maybe do some little wide W pulls. All right, we got 30 more seconds here on our wall sit. Keep that work through the quads. Good. 20 more seconds. Keep the breath. 10 seconds. Good, and come up out of your squat. So next up, we have push-ups. Now you can do push-ups on the floor, from your toes or from your knees. You also have the wall here, so you are welcome to do wall push-ups as well. Just make sure when you're doing your push-ups, your elbows are coming down toward your hips. We're not making L's, right? We're making little W's. So coming down to the floor, 1 minute, push-up, any variation that works for you. Ready? And go. So it could be a wall push-up, it could be a floor push-up, it could be from your knees, it could be from your toes. I want you to focus on that shoulder blade movement across your back. As your chest goes towards the wall or towards the floor, the shoulder blades come together. As you push away, the shoulder blades push apart. Here we go. Good, we are 30 seconds in. You need to take a break. You can take a break in high plank if you're on the floor. Keep chasing that nice, tall, long torso, right? Chase that plank. You're basically doing a moving plank with your push-ups. Don't let the belly get down to the floor first. 10 seconds. 2 and 1. Good. We're going to come back up. And we're going to do a lateral lunge. So 30 seconds on each side, lunging to one side, coming up and down and up, down and up. And just like we did earlier, right? Hip to heel, that's how I get lower. Hip to heel. 30 seconds on each side. All 10 toes pointed forward. Feet are wide into my hips here. And remember my headlight. Still pointing forward. Good. We have 10 more seconds on this leg. Power up. And switch. Go to the other side. Now when you come out of your lateral lunge, weight should be in that big toe side. So think of the arch of the foot. Powering through that. Pressing up and bringing those hips through. Good. Keep going. Good. 10 more seconds on our lateral lunge. Good. All right, shake it out. Last one of our 4. High plank is an option. High plank from the knees. Another option. Third option is our blast offs. Same with that hip to heel theme. Blast offs look like this. Here to here. Hips to heels, blast off, hold that plank. Hips to heels, blast off, hold your plank. So as you bring your head through, squeeze the glutes, think about lengthening through the body. Again, pay attention to what's working. Perfect plank is where you want to finish. Doesn't matter how many reps you do. If you do 2 or 3 perfect, that's better than 15 just rushing. Good. Keep going. We have less than 30 seconds with our blast off. Good. Remember, head forward, elbow creases point forward, glutes tight. 10 seconds. One more. Good, and come down. All right, that's round 1. Got about 20 seconds to rest. We go into round 2, starting with that wall sit. So again, round 1 was 1 minute, round 2, 40 seconds. Ready? Find your wall. Make sure your feet are out far enough that the knees are not going past your toes when you drop into your squat. Ready? And go. 90 hip, 90 in the knee. Make sure shoulders are open. If you can, kind of push the back of your head into your wall. And think about your tailbone kind of aiming down towards the floor here. You feel nice lengthening in that low back space. Again, wiggle the toes. Most of your weight should be digging in through those heels. Good. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Again, push-ups, wall push-ups, floor push-ups. Your choice. Wall push-ups, you could have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, or both feet back. Ready? Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. And we go. Really focus on that scapular movement. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. Keep going. A little less than 20. Belly button's pulled in. Hold the top if you need. Keep going. 2 more. Good. Coming on up into our lateral lunge. We have 20 seconds on each side, all 10 toes pointed forward. And go. If you want to do a little bit, you can come up. Find 1 leg balance this time around. Pushing out of that lunge. Balancing on that straight leg. Good. 10 seconds this side. Also stay with that lateral lunge. Good. Switch. Good. Remember what I said, pressing through the arch as you come back up. And you can go from this right? Do this. Pushing out of that arch. Make sure you go back into that hip to heel pattern as you come up. One leg, then drop hip to heel, 10 seconds. Good, all right. Next up is our blast offs, high plank, forearm plank. That's an option as well. I'm gonna turn this way so you can see my clock a little easier. 1 minute, ready? And go. Hips to heels, forward to high plank. Think of that body lengthening, top of the head, all the way through the bottoms of the heels. Don't let the belly fall to the floor. Remember, our action is forward, not down, right? Head forward. 10 seconds. And last one. Good. All right. Little water break. We move on to our next set of exercises. Next 4. All right. So for this one, grab your towel, your yoga strap, whatever you have. I have a sweatshirt. If you have a towel or sweatshirt, just roll it up lengthwise, because we're going to grab it this way, okay? That's going to be our second move. So just have it next to you, ready to roll. All right, so first one, we did regular squat in our warm-up. We did lateral lunge. We're going to go to what's called a staggered squat. So I have one foot in front of the other. All right, actually, no, we're going to start this way. I'm going to add it up a little bit. We're going to start level, step forward, squat, push out, come back, step forward the other leg, squat, push out, come back. So I'm going from square to a diagonal, right? Never know when you're going to be needed, or your body's going to require you to step into a squat. You're not always going to be in that perfect, right, sagittal plane position. So we step on the diagonal, drop down, hit the heel, come back, right? 1 minute, ready, go. Step out, squat down, press back. Step out, squat down, press back. Good. Just keep alternating sides. So we're doing one leg, then the other, maintaining that hip to heel pattern. Don't start rounding the spine or reaching your chest for the floor. Hip to heel. We're just changing that orientation, right? Not everything happens front to back. In fact, in life, most things don't. We don't live in a mirror. We gotta move. Here we go. We've got 20 seconds left on these. 10 seconds left on these. Good. Okay, so now grab your towel, your strap, whatever you have. You're going to hold it with your palms facing forward, thumbs away from each other. One foot in front of the other, doesn't matter which. It's going to look like this. Pull it apart. Nice, have tension. I'm going to wrap it against my hips. At the same time, I'm pressing my hips forward. I'm getting into that hip extension by squeezing the glutes, and then I'm squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest, and holding. Nice, so we're 10 seconds in. We're going to hold this for 30 more, and then we're going to switch legs. Make sure the glutes in the back. Continue to press forward against that band. Good, switch. Okay, so all we're switching here is the foot. Other foot forward, hold apart, press hips forward, wrap the hands back, hold, lift the chest, hold, 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 hold. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good, hold here, 5 more seconds. Good, good. So we're gonna stay with that band here. I'm gonna go to a 2-leg hip hinge. All right, so our hip hinge is not a squat. Hip hinge is a hinge, right? My hips go back, chest goes down, and pull apart, stand up. All right, hinge, pull apart, stand up. Good. Hinge, pull apart, stand up. Hinge, pull apart, stand up. Good. So, just like we had in our warm-up for our hip hinge, lengthening through the hamstrings, activation through the glutes. Keep going here. When you get to the top, imagine somebody's picking you up by the tops of your ears. You're lengthening from the top of your head all the way through that torso. Keep going. We've got 15 seconds. And 5 seconds. Standing tall. Good. All right, and then our last one for this set. We're gonna go palms down, right? So we're gonna flip our hands over. Now the thumbs are towards each other. And we're gonna add it to our squat. So just find a staggered stance squat, one foot in front of the other. Don't make those feet level. We're gonna bring that strap or towel in front of us, pull it apart, find tension, drop down to your squat. Bring those hands overhead only to whatever your body, shoulders especially, are feeling up to do it. If you can get them up and over, great. If not, just keep tension on that band and go down and up. All right, in this staggered stance, that front foot, that front leg, doing the majority of the work here. We're gonna switch in 2 more reps. 1 and 2. Switch your feet, other foot forward, same thing. Ready? Pull the band apart, drop down. Pull it apart, drop down. So what does that pull apart do? Activates that upper body, activates the core, connects the lower body, makes that movement much more efficient. Keep going. Remember, front leg, majority of the work, 15 more seconds. And stop. Good. All right, so instead of doing those 4 again, I'm going to move on. Running out of time here. I'm going to do a couple core exercises. So come on down to the floor. And we're going to go back to those moves we had in our muscle activation, those leg pulls. So one leg in, other leg down. This time, pull the head and shoulders up. Keep them lifted. Keep the hips still. Little tugs. Don't have to be big, right? With control. The legs are lengthening out of your hip. Nice and long. Good. Keeping those hips still. We have 10 more seconds. Three, 2, 1. Pull your knees in your chest. Rock up. I want you to find boat pose. If you can find it with your heels up, stay there. If you need to drop your heels down, do that. We want to find that rib to hip space nice and tall. From here, hands forward. We go to what I call sprinklers. So open up one hand, then the other. Eyes follow the hand. Do not collapse in that rib hip space. Keeping the feet up. Good. Keep going. Belly button pull to the spine. Imagine somebody's picking you up by the tops of your ears. We have 20 more seconds. Pull the belly button in tight. If you need to, bring your feet down. Continue to sit tall. 5 seconds. Good, and come back to the floor. This time, pull one leg in, send the other out. So we're here, same thing, head and shoulders lifted. Focus on that long leg. Extending, reaching, pull the toes in. Keep the hips still. Keep going. Good, 15 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both knees in, rock up, find your boat pose, hold, 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 hold. If you need to, keep your hands here, keep the shoulders open, and just hold this. If you have it, and you can release the hands, go to sprinkler, but don't sacrifice that tall torso. Pull it back in, take a break when you need. Keep going. Good, 10 seconds. Hold, 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 hold. Shoulders open, chest up. Hold, hold, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Everybody give themselves a hand. Let's just do a nice, easy stretch. To finish, come up on one knee. And we're going to find that 90-90 and come forward. Make sure ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Tailbone tucked, getting that hip flexor lengthening. Good, now that front leg is straight, heel down, toe up. Hinge, getting that nice stretch to the backside hamstring. And switch to the other side. Taking some deep breaths, just letting that heart rate come down. Good, and shift back, heel down, toe up. And then come up, standing up tall. Just a nice wide stance, still point the toes forward, just coming down. You can bring hands to the floor, you can keep your hands on your back and just melt down towards the floor. You can hang here. You can put elbows in your hands and rock a little side to side. Go to one side, then the other. Make sure you're taking some big inhales and exhales. And when you're ready, come on up. I encourage you to do a little bit more stretching unless you're going to join